everyone for joining us. Today we are talking with Kellen, who was once a cashier at a linen store, was a truck driver in an oil field, and is a licensed bartender. He's often mistaken for his twin brother, who he blames the mistakes on and wishes he was from Senegal. He loves Sicilian pistachio ice cream and once rode a bull in Texas. Today he's sharing about his love of Africa. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. And you know a lot about me. Wow. You guys have done your Yelp history. Thank you.
That is right. We love that when we ask those questions. It makes it so much more fun, Kellen. So welcome. I'm going to start our famous 7-minute timer. And we'll just start with asking, kind of how you're connected and what your, draw is to Africa. And I know there's a ton there for you. If you can just kind of give us some background, that will get us started.
Awesome. Well, my love comes from growing up with everybody in the Bay Area, and Africans were one of those people. And to see that in, all these different countries, the way people lived, especially their household situation, and saying, wow, we thought we had it good, but they actually have, the life that we see on TV, silver spoon. So I'm dating myself. And so from that, I wanted to do my background and find out, decades later of my Cameroonian lineage. And I had already been to Africa, but I had done the different backgrounds. And then it turned into business where I had clients as a consultant now, and you guys had all of my linen store. Man, they did their research. People appreciate that. I then, took clients, and we took 30 people. After I took my first client to Ethiopia, we took 30 people to Kenya. So now in writing this course on Africa, I just want to help travelers take the mystique, the mystery out of traveling to Africa, all the rumors, and from them booking their planes, hotels, trains, and getting their first meal, they have a blueprint how to do it.
Beautiful.
That sounds wonderful. I mean, Africa's such a huge country. I wouldn't even know where to start. I'd be calling you up. So what are some of your personal favorites that you like to share with people?
Well, the personal favorites is figure out why you are going. A lot of times, us as Americans, we travel, we'll go on a resort and think that we saw the country. And if that's what you're going for, relaxation, that's fine. But if you're going there to actually see the culture and the people, you may want to bypass, the safari that could take half a day or all day and just go see the culture like you would any other city. If you go to even Alabama, New York, and to tap in. So some of my favorites, all of them are my favorite, really, because I haven't had a bad experience internationally traveling, especially in Africa. So I would say definitely check out your Kenyas, your Cameroons, your Ethiopia, your South Africas, and just, let your imagination go wild and make sure you get your shots.
That's right. And so you brought up the people. I was just curious if you have a funny or interesting story of someone you met along the way, whether it was someone you took along with you or someone you met local. Do you have a good people story for us, Kellen?
I am a shy guy, so I have no friends, and I'm being facetious. But the best part of going to Africa, because I've traveled to almost 20 countries, the best part is being able to go with my wife and our 2 kids, LondonandSydney.com. That's their website, and to have them go and see where their mother is from in Cameroon, and see how the other side lives, and see how kids just adapt no matter where you take them, whether it be Africa or even Iceland, how they adapt. But something just trying to get that Africa bug in their ear, because I truly believe that Africa is the future, and we see more and more expats going to the continent.
That's wonderful. So the food, Cindy and I love food. So share with us some of the dishes, what kinds of foods can we find in Africa?
You can find everything that you would find in America, including Chinese food. So you don't worry. There may be a McDonald's in like South Africa, but don't go there. Check out, I love street food, and I would say be careful, because I'm not when I eat street food, and I've paid the consequence. But don't eat snails on the beach. I talk about that in my course, that you haven't seen them come off the fire. And understand that African food is so many different dishes, but what it really shows you how God gave us all these ingredients from around the world, and we almost are all eating the same thing. And in Africa, the West might be eating the same thing as the East, but they call it something different, and maybe they add a few ingredients. So do not run from that, and just enjoy, and be safe, and see your meat coming off the fire, so you won't end up like me with E. coli.
Yeah, travel food dangers, they're all out there, Kellen. And when you're adventurous, things happen for sure. So tell us something that surprises people when they visit. What is something that people come back and say, oh, that's really, I'm shocked I didn't know that, or something that they learn when they go?
Geo arbitrage, fancy way to say, hey, your money is going to take you a lot further, and actually to see that, because in America, we're all just running around, just working. We don't take time to relax. So when you really get time to relax and you see that, wait, hold on, did I just feed everybody, in my party for less than $50, and maybe even less than 10 if you're eating off the street? Or, if a police officer in certain countries pull you over, and to make things go a little faster, you give them a toll. You pay the toll. We call it appreciation. And it might be $1 or $2, and you are off to the moon. Except in like the Tigray region in Ethiopia, please don't try that. They don't play that. So that's some of the things, that people say, wow, it's a lot cheaper to live here. My rent could be, $300 to $500. And with $2,000 out of the US, in many places, especially Africa, you're quite well. So if you have $2,000 to $3,000, you and your family, and it's residual, you could possibly live there, full-time, part-time, whenever you want.
Amazing.
Wow, that's incredible. It sounds like such a fascinating place. I'm really interested. I like to take a lot of photos when I travel. I know some travelers like to bring items back. Are there like areas and things that the people are known for, handicrafts, or, what are rules on taking photos? I know different cultures feel differently about that.
Every country is different, and it depends, and even every city and region. So where we cannot fly drones in Nairobi and Mombasa, where we were, they let us do it. As far as crafts, you're gonna find your best stuff at the markets and just randomly on the street. Two of my favorite jackets, we were sitting at just kind of like a market, and it was like a fish market or something, and this guy had the most beautiful jackets, and I got them for $20. Timer.
Oh,
I know. So many questions. That's great,
I know,
Kellen.
this is so fascinating, Kellen. Oh my gosh.
So,
Just so many areas of Africa to explore.
Yeah, just you find one and then you go look at another, but you can't go wrong with I can't even pick one, but Kenya is probably the one with the best customer service that I've seen, because I was kind of shocked, like, this is just New York with better customer service, and people are a lot friendlier. So and you feel safer because they don't have the guns. Everyone doesn't have a gun.
Oh, and I was going to ask, if you're new to this and you want to go to Africa, you hear that a lot. And, as you said, there's so many countries to choose from, so many destinations. If it was their first trip out, what would you recommend for somebody to kind of tip their toe into that environment?
I would tell them, and not just because I want to sell a million courses, I would tell them, check out my course, because I actually go into the psyche and the mind of why you're going. And if you're going for one thing, this might be a better place. But what I don't want to do, because people have their reasons for going, to say, hey, check out South Africa because it's safe and modernized, where they have their own set of issues. And in a place like Kenya or a place like Namibia, of all places, they might just say, you know what, this feels like home. And that's what I'm looking for as a traveler. I want to just feel like, go where I'm treated best, in the words of the nomad capitalist.
Fantastic. Well, that's really helpful. And we will grab your details for the course and put them in the description for this video, Kellen, so that we can share that. And thank you for sharing your 7 minutes and your story with us, and travel with us through real stories from real people. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Enjoy your break.